Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Back where we left off from this morning. Let me just clean some of this stuff up because I've got all kinds of things that are over here that shouldn't be over here. So I'm going to take some of these brushes that we're using frequently. We'll move them over out of the way here. Shouldn't need an X-Acto knife anytime soon. We're going to need this soon enough. And I'm going to get rid of these things that are basically complete, but they just need to be sealed, like these armored cars, these British armored cars. The 231 and the Horch. I'm going to move back these over here to where they belong. Let's put the British with the British and the Germans with the Germans. And figures I'm running out of space. A bit of a disappointment. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I haven't looked at it super heavily. I suspect what I'm probably going to do with it is next time I sit down to play it, I'll try to use the version 2 of the rules. And in areas where it's been dumbed down, I'll use version 1 of the rules. I mean, I can do whatever the hell I want. I don't have to run anything in a tournament. Yeah, there was actually too many different modes of play, but that's just a suggestion. I'm not playing with one deck. That is just that's just not my idea of a good time. And then you have this Mexican standoff situation. So I like one person acting at once. But there's some things that if it were streamlined, like spotting, I would love spotting for it to be streamlined. 'Cause I don't give a shit about that. There's things that I'm interested in having a lot of detail in, and really anal retentiveness about whether somebody's spotted or not. I'd rather have that detail go in a different area. Like multiple hit locations on vehicles. I don't think that changed. I think everything got changed to a D10. And the problem with a D10 is you never have smaller than a 10% chance of hitting something. You never have that 5. So I'm just going to see how it plays out. I do welcome it being easier to follow when it comes down to, if you're pinned, what it is that you do, and so forth. But it might just be like, okay, well, I'll just use the version 2 of the rules until I get to something where I think it needs to have more detail. For instance, it lumps all the rifles the same, makes all the rifles exactly the same, as far as range and stuff like that. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna use that. I want them different. Adds more personality. But that might not be very important to other people. It is to me. So, Okay. I think I found what I was looking for. I got too many damn plastic bags. I'm just gonna put them down here and just make sure they're empty. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Let's see what we got here. So let's grab some of my invaluable pennies, because now the pennies are supposedly going to go out of circulation. These things are worth a lot. Stickum stuff. We're going to need a prime. These figures so it can dry. And I'm not going to glue them permanently in. This guy. I prime these through 3 Jerry's. Although really I should get a 4th one, because I got 4 open top vehicles. Let's see, these guys are Brits. That guy's Brit. No pennies by Emperor's Fiat. Well, no new pennies anyways. I think that's a recipe for disaster. I think we need to use this. But that is pretty stupid if it costs 3 pennies to make, to continue making them. Yeah, that'll work. Yep. Should go to the bank and give me a whole $10 of pennies. I should be set for life. All right. I'm going to split these things up. These are parts for the Crusader. And so are these. Prime. These lads here. I remember when they stopped the half-pence coin in the UK, it raised prices and inflation as prices that were 99.5 pence became a pound sterling. A full quid. Well, one of you guys mentioned, I want to say it was Ben. They asked me, like I have all the answers that happen to everything in this country, right? But he's asking me, like, why don't you guys include like the tax and the price of the item? Hey, you're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. I should do it. There was a store. I mentioned this last week. There was a store in one place. I want to say it was a fast food place, mom and pop fast food place. But many years ago, I encountered that they priced everything so that when you added the sales tax, it would round up to an even quarter, 50 cents, 75, or $1. You can't do it round up to the next dollar because you'd be getting screwed, but they did that. That's the only other place I've ever seen that does that. And now I pretty much pay for everything digitally or virtually, so I don't really have any extra change laying around. Let's get rid of this goop. There's a ton of shit here. They probably do that so there's a way to get you or something. I don't know. Like I always had a problem with the speed limits here in the United States, where you'd be like in a 55 mile an hour zone, and it would drop to a 40, and things. And in Europe, I found it was worse. In Europe, there'd be like we'd be going 120, and then there would be an off ramp, and there'd be 180, a 60, and a 40, all within 50 meters of each other. It sure seemed that way. It was like, man, just really distracting. Probably state or local taxes need to be added before a final price is paid. Seen that on a couple of vlogs that I follow. Every county here has a different surtax on everything. It's just too damn complicated. And I think when I bought the stuff in Gibraltar, I don't think there was tax on it. I don't think I paid more than what was the price that was listed on it. Honestly, it was so cheap at £9.45 that I didn't care. But I wonder how many years ago Armor Fast went out of business. Because I hate it when one of the few people that do something in the scale that I do goes out of business. Like, great, now there's even less options. The sand Nazis. I don't want to glue them with super glue because these are pretty delicate. I don't want them breaking. Without a doubt, these guys have the best Panzer uniforms. You pretty much wear whatever you want. Looks like Armor Fast went under April 2023. And is Pegasus under as well, or just that set of the KV, the KV ones and the KV twos? I can't find that set. I really like the plastic that the Armor Fast is made out of. I had to do quite a bit of conversions to my Panzer IV-D. And it was a pleasure modifying it because That was the easiest plastic to chop up. I remember following the development progress on the kits on the hat industry's website back in the day. Well, the first one that they made was the Sherman M4, and I had it. I bought it when it came out, and that's when I found DBA, and I forgot about everything World War II. So I guess they were in business for about 20 years. If they shut down in 2023. I guess that sounds about right. Okay, that's the fourth Panzerkrippen. Alright, now we can go back to the Panzer III. Let's get the three drippings. The House of the Three Drippings. Man, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna be worth a damn? Where is the water sucker upper? So yeah, there's very little weapons data for the vehicles. There's very little vehicle data for the vehicles in the second edition. Which it looks like it's done the same format as the first edition, so for me it's not an issue. And even if it wasn't the same, there's enough examples in there that I'd be able to come up with the armor of those places. let's go get my other beverage here. Just 1 second. Okay. Mmm. It's not a Spanish Coke because it doesn't stay stuck like this. That was weird when I first encountered it, and then I liked it. I liked that idea. Of course, I just heard today that they're gonna unban plastic straws. Not that plastic straws were ever banned. And you go to some place like Starbucks, and they've got the top of these cups are well thought out, where they're like a sippy cup, right? They've got like a plastic lid as a sippy cup. And every time they'll ask me, "Do you want a straw with that?" I'm like, "No." Isn't that why you guys made this, to have to save on straws? Putting a straw through the sippy cup hole just defeats the whole purpose of it being a sippy cup. And then I heard somebody today that was saying that the recycler that we put out every week with our trash, they just take that, they just throw that stuff in a landfill. I'm like, that's really disturbing that you go through all that trouble to recycle that stuff and they're just throwing it in a landfill. I don't know whether that's true or not, but all I know is in this town, they used to come to get the garbage twice a week. It used to be, I want to say it was Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe it was Tuesdays and Fridays, something like that. Then around 1991, they cut it down to just one time a week in the recycle bin. They cut it down to only one time a week, but it cost more. I need to take a look at something. I wish Ron was here, because I got a Ron question. Let's look at a Panzer 3H. Let's look at that weld plate there. discern that. Is that flash? Man, if it's flash, I don't want to keep painting it. The same happens this side of the pond. Depends on whether there's a recycling center available and whether they would get a decent price for it. If not, it's quietly dumped with general waste. That is just, that makes you want to start a revolution. That is just, that's so wrong. That's so wrong. I need to take a look at my reference material. Let's look at my Panzer III. Squadron signal. I have a feeling it's flash. There was a fire 2 years ago at a recycler center. They now truck the recycling 200 miles south till the center is rebuilt. Wow. Let me take a look at one of the other models that I have of his. The other Panzer, because I've got two other ones. There's these little, almost like these little supports of the extra plate that's on the whole front. It's on all of these. Okay, it looks like it's supposed to be removed. Alright. Well, I may actually end up damaging something and have to go back and repaint it, but I'd rather do that now than later. This takes a little bit of patience. that should do it. Now, I'm going to come in with this dark sand, which is not the lightest color of them all. I'm putting very, very little. And then do the same thing with a pail. Okay, that's resolved now. Now we can move forward with progress. Back to where we were. I don't know if it would have been that big of a deal, but if there's an opportunity to make it right, let's make it right. Okay. Be a run on pennies. Give me all the pennies I want. Run of pennies on fountains. Yeah, the data that's included in the Face of Battle Second Edition for vehicles is very, very lacking. Very, very lacking. There'd be like, like the German section, like It gives you like the stats for like a Panzer II, one or two Panzer IIIs, a Panther, like the Panther D, a Tiger, a couple of other vehicles. That's about it. And then it moves on to another nationality. I'm like, there's a whole lot of gaps there. Now you could figure out what they are by extrapolating things, but that's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. So instead of the first edition that only had Germans and Russians, and it was very, very, very detailed what was on there, you now have Germans, Russians, British, and Americans, and the details more vague, and a lot of stuff missing. So I'm not sure it's a step in the right direction. At least for me. But I've got the first edition, so I'm not too worried about it. so almost nearly done with this. We need to do the little muffler in the back, the exhaust. I'm gonna think that they're gonna be rusted color, and we may have to stop after this because I'm fading fast. Let's get the orange brown, which I believe is this one. Orange brown. Hello. My glasses on to find it. Oh, it's because it's over here. You tricky, tricky joker. Bring it up some more. That may need a little bit more tinkering in the morning when we're done with it. Hold on 1 second. All right, well, we're going to stop for this evening. We'll be back in the morning when we got a little bit more energy.